Hello folks. Well, it's another beautiful day here in North Carolina. It was nice yesterday. It's going to be hot again today. I'm ready for winter. But anyway, I very seldom work in what I call junk steels, that being steels that aren't specifically blade stock. Today I'm going to make an exception. What I have here is a chisel. It's an old chisel. Don't know where it probably came from Harbor Freight. Now, people can talk trash about Harbor Freight tools all they want, but after I reheat treat these chisels anyway, they're pretty good. They come kind of soft. You got to reheat treat them, but they work great. But I have some antler and some small bone that's about the diameter of this shank. And what I want to do is forge an integral bolster blade out of this to go in one of those pieces of antler or one of those pieces of small animal bone that I have. So, not sure if it's going to work. Let's get it hot, smack it a few times and see what happens. Okay, we're going to start out at the power hammer using a fullering tool, a spring fuller, to fuller in a transition between what's going to be the bolster and the blade. And I'm having to do this with the power hammer because I broke the spring fuller I had made for my anvil. And I'm not going to fool with making a new one today. So we'll just do it this way. Nothing special about that spring fuller. It's just a piece of 1-inch round stock bent around. I think I may have done a video on how to make one a while back ago. But anyway, once that's fullered in, now we're just going to forge out the end of the chisel flat. Work it into our starting shape for our blade. As I've said before, I'm not doing anything on the power hammer that I couldn't do on the anvil. So a power hammer is not something that you absolutely have to have. I'm just always on a crunch for time, and I've got a power hammer, so I'm going to use it. It's looking pretty good. Just going to even things out a little bit. And we'll go to the anvil. Going to start out like any other blade by drawing down the point from the spine to what's going to be the edge. Dress it out for thickness. And now I'm going to offset the blade down and bring it in line with what's going to be the bolster. And start working in our reverse curve. Work that curve a little bit. Make sure everything's flat. And unfortunately, I didn't realize that my camera had vibrated up. But those of you that are familiar with my work, you've seen enough videos of me forging in bevels to know what I'm doing here. Like always, I'm starting forging the bevel from the heel of the blade, working out toward the tip. Taking my time, working only about a hammer width at a shot. Keep the steel nicely warm in between. And just keep working the bevels out, moving toward the tip, which will force that reverse curve back out and straighten the blade. Getting there. Just continuing to work the bevels, trying to planish out some of the hammer marks. Not really worried about a smooth finish at this point. Refine our profile just a little bit. Make sure everything's straight. The tricky part of an integral bolster is keeping the blade exactly in line with the bolster. And that's actually looking pretty good. Just need to straighten it out a little bit, bring the blade up. Do that as you saw by hitting it on the anvil and letting the weight of the blade carry it back, carry it downward and back in line with the bolster. And we're back at the anvil with our spring fuller again. And I'm actually fullering in the transition between what's going to be the back of the bolster and the tang that will fit in the handle. Once again, you can make a spring fuller to go on your anvil and just do this with a spring fuller on the anvil, no problem at all. Since I've got my offset fullered in, I'm going to start drawing out my tang. I'll start by drawing a point on what will be the end of the tang, and then start working it out and forging it out from the back of the bolster, drawing it outwards, thinning it down, drawing it lengthwise, keeping it square, which is fine. I'm mainly just concerned with getting the length in, because I have no problem at all cleaning the tang up with a grinder. So I just want to get the length the way I want it. It's actually looking pretty good. Yep, I do believe that'll work. Okay, we got that blade finished up. Here she is. Little integral bolster from the shank of the chisel. Blade's pretty nice. I did go over in between one of the heats when I was working on necking this down and fix my profile a little bit on the anvil. I didn't bother to film that because it only took a minute. All I did was bring the tip back a little bit using a piece of wood. So this is a little narrower than the rest of the tang, but that's okay. When I grind the shoulders here flat, I'll clean that up a little bit. Got way more tang than I need, but it's going to be a really nice knife. Thanks much for watching. Be sure and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more content, share the video around. Very much appreciated. God bless and have a great day.